Hello and welcome. I am Matt Roddy, and this is the Greater Prescott Podcast, where we talk about, you guessed it, all things Greater Prescott. Today, I am super excited to be with my new friend, Sarah Seisinger. Sarah, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
We're going to get into how we met in just a sec. Before we begin, I want to say thank you to Florian Floral. Mm-hmm. Eileen is back here in the corner. She's kind of hiding. She has rolled out the red carpet to allow us to record here. And Eileen, seriously, thank you very much. We appreciate it. If you guys need anything flower related, anything DIY bride related, yeah, just give her a phone call. If you need something in that vicinity, give her a phone call. She's a great resource. So Eileen, thank you so much for allowing us to be here today.
She's located in the roundabout here at the mall, Prescott.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you for, and I'll put her information in as well. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yes.
Okay. So let's get into it. As I have started the podcast, I've started reaching out to various people to say, hey, you want to be on the podcast? Let's talk about what you do and why you do it and why you're in the Greater Prescott area. Let's just sit down and have a conversation. So I put up a post on Instagram. I'm setting in context how I met Sarah. I put a post that I needed some photos for the website that I'm building, and I need some help. And so Sarah reached out to me, and via messaging through Instagram, at some point I said, hey, you got to give me a call, Sarah, and tell everyone what happened when I told you that.
I am really not good at making phone calls. And he says, I'd love to talk to you about some things. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can make a phone call. But I had a really good feeling about it. And I was like, I have to do this. So I had to pep talk myself. But
yes. So the moral of the story is Sarah called. We've had a conversation. She's working up some photos for the website. And I just want to encourage you for stepping out in an uncomfortable place to meet me and then to literally come on the show. So
which is
kudos to you.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Good. So in today's episode, we're going to get to know Sarah. We're going to fast forward, get to learn what she does, why she does what she does, how the heck you ended up in the Greater Prescott area, what types of things you like to do, and we'll wrap it up with some fun questions.
All right.
So that's what you guys can expect. So let's dive in order to set the context so that people can get a sense of who you are. I want people to get to know you. Where were you born and raised? What did you do as a kid? And just give us some of those early on things so we can get to know you.
Okay. I was born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
And so I lived there for 26 years. Kind of outside of the big city, more in the suburb area. Yeah. And my mom and my stepdad came out here they came out here to move. Okay. And I came out to visit a couple times and fell in love with the place. And I really, I just had to be out here. I wanted to be out here. So I ended up getting rid of everything I owned, basically, and I drove my Dodge Neon across the country. And
not much fits in those.
No, I know. But I had to have my stereo for sure. But it's the beauty here. I love everything about Arizona. It's so beautiful.
How old were you when you moved here?
I was 26.
Okay. All right.
And so I'm about to be 40.
Congratulations.
Thanks. It doesn't feel like I've been here that long. It does, but it doesn't. I love Arizona. It feels like I've been here forever, but every day is like new and different too. Yeah. I don't know.
Awesome. Yeah. So that's how you ended up here.
Yes.
Essentially family, and then all of a sudden.
And I originally moved to Camp Verde. Okay. So have you been to Camp Verde?
I have.
Okay. That was a big culture shock.
Gotcha. Sure. From the big city in a sense.
Yeah, to Camp Verde, and I was living in a small motor home for a short period of time. So just starting over and
Well, okay, so let's back up. So you moved here, you're 26. What did you do when you were a kid? What did you like to do? Did you play music? Did you do sports?
Not so much sports, but I have always been into music and
that's actually what my wife says, like,
and photography.
Sports? I am an athlete.
Yeah, go sports. I've always been into art. I love painting, drawing, I don't do so much of it anymore,
Right.
but that's, kind of how it started.
Totally.
My grandma was a photographer. And
Okay.
so when I was young, I remember she had a dark room and, with the red light and everything. And
That's
so she like did
cool.
her own development. And I remember just being in there, just like amazed by it. And I don't know, I've always just been kind of the same. I've always taken pictures just like all the time.
Yep.
And then whenever we were growing up, it was like all my friends are like, gosh, you just always have your camera in your hands all the time. You're just taking
What kind of
too
camera
many
did
pictures.
you have back in the day?
Oh, I just had just a little snap. I mean, it
Like
was
a point and shoot?
Yeah, it was nothing fancy.
I'm
like,
trying
at
to
all.
think of when all that started. So I literally can't even remember when, like the point and shoot with a little SD card.
Yeah, exactly. And
okay.
yeah,
All right.
and then you had to have like the batteries, the 4
yeah.
AA batteries
Yep.
or whatever. So it's come a long ways. I think I made my bigger purchase for my camera was, I guess it's been about 7 years ago now.
Okay. What'd you purchase?
Nikon D5200.
Okay. What lenses do you have? Actually, we'll get into that in a sec. So
Okay.
you're growing up, junior high school.
Yeah.
You were just a very creative person in terms of that's what you spent some extra time doing.
Yeah, I've just always
Drawing,
been into
painting.
yeah.
Like what was it back then?
I did a lot of I've always been the type of person that's like when it comes to creativity, my brain is constantly going just 100 miles an hour, and so I just have all different, I crochet, I make jewelry, I do I do a lot of different kind of stuff, but photography has just always been like my passion. And it's just always kind of, well, growing up, I always thought, oh, it'd be cool to be like an artist, but artists don't make very good money, obviously. And, but then my true passion became photography. And I was like, I want to make that happen. I want to do that.
Yeah.
And my grandma, she used to photograph weddings, and she used to, put together photo shoots and stuff, and she had backdrops and everything. And
That's really cool.
yeah, so it was a lot of fun to, kind of, that's, I think, kind of where it developed from,
Yeah.
So
Wink, wink.
yeah.
No, that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Is your grandma passed away?
Yes.
Okay. What a neat thing to remember.
I know. My mom was just telling me the other day, she says, she would be so proud of you if she and just even like the equipment that you use these days compared to like what, oh my gosh, she'd be blown away.
She'd be like, you got it easy, girl.
Right.
I mean,
Yes,
really.
exactly.
It's so,
because she had like tubs of liquid and had to hang it up. And, not too many people have seen that kind of, like the dark room. So that's
I
interesting.
imagine there's still people that do it, but I wonder what the purpose is. If you can get a unique look or something that you
I'm not
just,
sure.
I don't know.
I don't know.
If anyone knows.
Yeah.
It's like a historic thing.
Yes, I know. It's just something of the past, I think.
Something of the past. That's cool. So did you go to college at all?
I did not.
Okay. So what types of work jobs have you had since, I guess, in your earlier years and when you
do
then
a
moved
lot with the public. Well, I've worked a lot with the public, many different types of places.
Yeah.
I honestly, I feel like I don't know. There's a lot of times where I've had jobs and I just don't feel like I fit in there. Yeah. I've always just had this like desire to be my own boss and work for myself and not work for other people.
Thing.
Yeah. And it's like I've just tried so many different things to try to find my niche.
Yes.
But I just keep, there's just something there. It's not,
Yeah.
you're not happy unless you're doing
Right.
something you love.
Well, so what have you done? Just curious.
I have worked in doctor's offices.
Okay.
I worked in the admitting department at the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a very short-lived job. That I am a germaphobe, so I don't even know why I even signed up for that.
Point.
But it was good. I met a lot of really awesome people. That's how I met Eileen.
Right.
Yes.
Cool.
So good things did come from that for sure.
And probably some germs. I'm sorry
lots
to
of
say.
germs. Yeah, I'm glad I got out of there before all of the COVID stuff. Oh, I feel bad for all of them there. Yeah.
So a lot of those types of jobs.
Yes.
For
I worked like customer service. I worked at hotels.
Yeah.
It's always just I want to help people, and I have had many different jobs that I want to help people. So
Yes.
I try to find these different jobs to kind of achieve that
Totally.
goal. But some of them, I'm just like, that's not the way I want to help people. You know, it's something
Right.
different.
Right.
I didn't want to, like when
Well, I still have my real estate license. It's inactive. I don't enjoy helping people with a real estate transaction, especially the contract side of things.
Yeah, that's not fun.
It's not where my passion is, but I didn't know that when I started.
Right.
Because I love helping people. Like at the end of the day, I get something from, I get so much happiness from helping people. However, finding that the kind of the right fit has been more challenging for me too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And I think that's why like you and I have kind of connected, because we kind, like you had mentioned, you know, we're kind of that same, you know, just kind of building it like around the fact that, you know, to try to help people and, you know, better your life and people around you.
And to help people along the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's not just all about making the dollar bill, yo.
No, actually, and that's interesting because I've come a long ways where when I was young, I wanted a super fancy car and a big old house. I didn't have a good reason necessarily. That's just what I wanted. And I've come a long ways where I can live on very little. Like yes, I like nice things.
Yeah. Well, everybody does.
100%.
Yeah.
However, I've come a long ways in terms of my own expectations. Like, okay, it's probably not going to happen, and that's fine. But guess what? We live in America. We're so blessed. Oh my gosh.
For sure.
Like, we could go on, but we're in the top 95th percentile for making money and eating food and just living the life. Like, how many 95 out of 100 people would probably give anything to have our life?
I would think
many of them
actually
would.
I would. Yeah, I would think so. And
So
just recently I've kind of started realizing that as well.
So when you think of it like that, we have it very good.
Yes.
I just have a hard time actually reminding myself of like, oh my gosh, I have it so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're sitting in a nice air conditioned
Yes.
room and it's hot outside.
It is hot.
And I know. It's about as warm as Prescott gets.
Yes.
Actually, which
Very
is
true.
really nice that it doesn't get pretty much any warmer and it's not that long. And
can't complain too much.
It cools down at night enough to at least not be like this.
Yeah.
And it's only what, like 95?
I know. Yeah, I've gotten spoiled living here, especially
know.
with the dry heat.
Yes.
Because St. Louis is
I was gonna
super
say,
humid.
do you remember back in the day
it's
in
like
St.
you get out of
Louis?
the shower and you never dry off. You're just like
I thought I already showered, but I'm
Right, yeah.
Yeah. I was in Florida for a short time.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
that's
actually
just
New
bad.
Jersey for a whole summer, and it was just like that.
Yeah,
It was like,
it was horrible.
Oh my gosh.
And try wearing makeup or curling your hair. It's impossible. That's part of the reason why I quit.
Yeah.
I just sweat right off you.
Yeah. Okay, so thanks for opening up about those things. That's great.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of different things, and just because you do a lot of different things doesn't. That's how it's gone.
That's how you learn to find what you like and what you're good at.
I know, and that really helps me because over the last 3 years, it's been a challenge for me. I've had more jobs than the last. I've had 2 jobs in my career of like 5 years each, and then since then, it's not been like that, and it's just been harder.
I know exactly what you mean.
And some days I just forget, like, oh yeah, that's. Some days I'm really hard on myself. I think that's kind of where I'm getting at.
That's the thing that I struggle with as well.
Yeah.
We're our own biggest critics, I guess.
We are. Oh my goodness. we're awful to ourselves for the most part.
Very much.
Yeah.
And that's something recently I've been, I guess, turning 40, getting ready to turn 40, you start thinking about all this stuff about life and that's like one of the things I find whenever like I hear people talking negative about themselves, it makes me really, really upset. But then I find myself thinking and talking the same thing about myself. And I'm like, why would that be okay for me to do that? But it's not okay for other people to do that. So you really do have to have that.
It's so much easier to say, hey, Sarah, you shouldn't be so hard on yourself. Right. And then 2 seconds later, I am bashing my own self.
Right. And that actually kind of brings me to a story about my photography.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do this, for a living. I actually, a few years ago, I had a photo shoot that I was super like not happy with.
Okay.
And I was like very disappointed, actually.
Something where you were the photographer. Okay.
Yeah. And it just it involved Christmas lights. And so the lighting just in general, it was really difficult. Yeah. And I don't think that I wasn't experienced enough for it. And so I beat myself up over that. And I took a break from photography for a few years, actually. My camera like was covered in dust and it was just put away. And so I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, I'm trying to find the niche and the thing that I want to do, but it's like the thing that I want to do is photography. Yeah. So I got it back out and
dusted it off.
Yeah, I dusted it off for sure. Luckily I had it in case. It's good. But it's this actually the COVID, all of the COVID thing, you know, the quarantine, it really kind of helped me get it back out and it gave me a purpose.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes, because whenever we all went on lockdown and everybody, you know, couldn't really leave, it was scary. It was a scary time. I mean,
Absolutely.
It still is, but then especially. And I saw something online about front porch photo shoots.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay. It was kind of, you know, there were some funny ones where people, you know, wore the masks and they were in their pajamas or whatever. And then there was just, I got to thinking about it. And it's like a lot of people don't have family photos. I mean, they don't do it. They don't get it done.
Especially not nice ones. I mean, they're kind of janky. And,
right. Yeah. Well, So I decided, I had the time on my hands because I had lost my job right at the beginning of all of this. And so I started for myself to kind of get me out of the house and also to give myself some practice. I offered up online. I made some on Facebook, posted that I was going to be doing front porch photos.
Okay.
So I wasn't charging anybody anything. I was getting their address. We're, figuring out a time and date. Yeah. And then I would drive to their home and I would stay out by the street. Yeah. Like I was right by the street. They would be up on their front porch. Yeah. And, we'd get some shots and then I would just send them over to them. And it's not like they were all, they all weren't spectacular because, but everybody was just so happy about it. And every time I would go shoot a family, every time I would photograph a family, it's like I left there and it was like I was almost like in tears because these people, I don't know, it's almost like bringing everybody together, like as a community. And
absolutely.
So you really just see, how everybody here in town is, and it's like there is a lot of good in the world.
There's tons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no, that's a really sweet story. Like when you go shoot, in a sense, those photo shoots, you go to one. And obviously it's going to give you an opportunity to get out of the house because it is in the middle of COVID. But you just get to experience people finally and just a connection, albeit at a distance. Mm-hmm. It's powerful.
Even though it was across the yard.
Yeah, that's actually hilarious.
Yeah,
right?
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. And then, everybody was really great about, because I explained, hey, I'm trying to put together a portfolio. Yes. Mm-hmm. Do you mind if I use some of these? So, of course, I got permission and, we did use some of them. And it just, I don't know, there was lots of people that had their pets involved. And so that was a lot of fun because I love dogs. Yeah. And it was a lot of fun. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. And it gave me practice and experience and, yeah.
And I don't know that I was clear enough that you now do photography.
Yes.
I just want you guys to know that Sarah does photography. I feel like I just didn't quite say it like that.
Maybe I didn't either.
No, we're good. And so let's get into that in terms of number one, you've already talked kind of what brought you to the place where you just enjoyed taking photographs and now you are out on your own doing it. Mm-hmm. Give people some context on what you enjoy shooting, because photography, as I've learned, can be very specific. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I actually that kind of brings me back to the whole doubting myself and everything. I just had a brain fart.
Yeah.
Hang on. Can you cut this out?
Yeah, we're good. Just you're good.
No, where was I going with that? It's because I can hear myself. What were we just talking about?
I wanted you to talk about the specifics of the type of photography that you enjoy doing. Yes. And you were thinking of a story potentially to sort of set that context.
So during the last several months, I've been doing a lot of different types of shoots. Okay. And it's all different types. In fact, last night I did a Dirty 30 shoot, which was a lot of fun. And it was a blast. It did not feel like work. They were like, are you having fun or do you feel like you're working? And I was like, no, it's great. It was good, a lot of fun. But I really like the family photos, because it's just the connection, just in watching everybody together. And then like, especially the moms, whenever they see the pictures of their family, they're like, oh, and I love that. I love the reaction. And
absolutely.
So I like to help out with that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about family photos. Where are some awesome places that you enjoy taking photographs in the area?
Well, Prescott, I mean, there's of course places there's lots of beautiful places in Prescott. One of the I actually live in Prescott Valley. Okay. But I do work in the Prescott area too. Yeah. But one of my favorite places in Prescott Valley is Fain Lake Park. So, and some people, a lot of people haven't been there, and some of them don't realize that there's kind of like an area that's kind of hidden in the back there, and it's beautiful. It's got rocks and everything.
When you're at the parking lot, then you kind of go down to the lake and you hang a right and kind of go back.
It's not going to be a secret if I tell you.
But you go back in the rocks.
Yes. Yeah. So go.
It's my son's favorite park.
Yeah, you cross the bridge and then they put another bridge down there. It's really cute.
They did.
Yeah.
It's a nice bridge.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, great spot. And go to Fain Park if you haven't been there.
Yeah,
it's just they've done a really nice job. It's free. Yes. All the time, which is cool. It doesn't have a playground, but what my kids love is just jumping on the rocks that you're talking about that are...
And there's a lot of people that fish there too.
Tons. Yeah. There were tons one morning when we were there. Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, great spot. Where else? Off the top of your head, you enjoy shooting?
My new favorite place is, like, I don't know how I had not known about this place, but it's Watson Lake. Okay. But I didn't realize where. I see all these photos online, people shooting. There's a lot of really, really good photographers in the area, like amazing. And some of these shots are just like breathtaking. And I'm like, where do they get those from? Well, I finally figured it out. And one of the areas, it's just at Watson Lake Park up at the top. But
gotcha.
It's so beautiful. I love it.
Beautiful.
Yes.
One cool part about taking photographs there is because the lake, it's not just, there's so many different backgrounds in terms of, obviously all the rocks are different. Yes. So you just move your camera a little bit. Yeah. And it's like you have a whole new background.
Exactly.
It's such a cool area.
I know. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
Or you can get the water, or it's just different. I love it. It's really pretty. In fact, I have there's been a couple times where I've been out and I see like a storm coming in and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to go over there real quick.
Absolutely.
So I would run over there and, just watch it come in and
tell
get some
the people
shots.
Why having a storm rolling in with the clouds and the goods, like what makes it so rich in a photograph?
Well, this particular day that I'm thinking of, it was the rain. Actually, you couldn't see the mountains like way off in the distance because the rain.
Because of rain, all right.
Yeah. But the sun was just bouncing off the clouds and the water, and it was just like,
It is. Yeah. That's why I wanted you to say that. Yes.
And it's like it's almost impossible to capture like the beauty in a photo, but you try your best. Yeah. And every photo is like just a little bit different and it's so beautiful.
Yeah. No, storms are like a
That's
jackpot.
My favorite. Yeah, for sure.
It's like you're storm chasing just literally for the photos. Because stuff's always happening. Yes. Light's always changing. Clouds are always
and so even like different times of the day, the way the shadows are on the rocks and the water and the trees and everything.
So different. Because I've been both in the early AM and at night, and it's like, is this the same lake?
I know.
Is this the same place?
Right.
And the color is different. Yeah. That's one thing that makes photography so cool is they're just, the possibilities are endless.
True.
Man,
Yes, that's true.
I mean, you could just shoot and shoot and shoot and never take the same photo.
Right.
Which is really cool.
Yes. And that was one of those, I don't know, you talking about the negative self-talk. I mean, it's a reality. I think, like, since I've been
unless you're living under a rock at Watson Lake, it's a reality.
But I get to, you know, whenever I do these shoots, I get to know the people, and everybody, it's all the same all around. Everybody has insecurities. Everybody thinks, oh, you know, I don't look good in this direction or this angle, and it's like, lots of people beat themselves up and they think, you know, I'm not good at this. Well, you're not supposed to be good at this. Don't worry about it. You know, it's like, you're here. That's all you need to do.
And you're not perfect even if you were good at it.
Exactly. Exactly. But it's been interesting. But I've noticed that, you know, there's just, everybody is out there. They have the self-doubt and the negative self-talk, and so that's kind of why whenever I go on shoots with people, that's one of the things that I like. I get nervous, but because it's new people, and that's just how I am. But I also want to make them feel comfortable, you know, and I want to make sure that they know that, you know, I mean, us women, we look at things on ourselves that other people don't see, and, you know, so
I've literally never looked there before. That's what I tell my wife. She's like, oh,
I've never looked there. Is that
like, she'll just say, like, I don't like that angle. I'm like, honey, whatever. I've, like, never even thought about it like that.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Obviously
but everybody,
we think differently.
Yeah. Everybody is
so funny.
overly critical.
Yeah, I imagine you get to be a little bit of a cheerleader when you're out on shoots. I mean, because there's a sense of like you need to get them excited, to smile, and to get settled in.
Yes.
Just to be comfortable.
Yeah, and you just try to get them to open up a little bit, you know, because everybody's nervous. I'm nervous. They're nervous.
Yeah.
Everybody's nervous.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just like I was nervous about today.
Absolutely.
And you were like, it's just going to be a conversation.
Yeah.
We're going to be fine. And that's kind of how, you know, going on the shoots, it's like, just try to make them feel as comfortable as possible.
Totally.
Let them know I'm nervous and awkward too.
Yeah.
So, you know, it works. And then by the end of the shoot, then everybody's just laughing and having a good time. And so,
yeah. How nervous are you right now compared to when we started?
Not as nervous.
Okay.
Yeah.
See?
Not
you
as
just got to do it.
Still nervous.
Of course. But yeah, I mean, that's the point. You do stuff over and over and you get better at it.
Right. Well, and you got to face your fears.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. Because seriously, you're not the only one. And that's one reason the podcast is just real. Like, we're just having a conversation about real life, some of our own struggles, some of our own successes at the same time. And people relate to that.
Right.
Because guess what? It happens to them too.
It's real life.
Yeah. That's why this is not a Hollywood production.
Yes.
I mean, we all know what a Hollywood production
likes.
Yeah, right. Eileen? Yeah, she's practically sleeping over there. But yeah, I appreciate the transparency because I think it's real.
Yeah.
And people, I know I'm attracted to it, and I know other people are also. Yeah. We don't want to deal with people that are fake.
Right.
It just...
And that's another thing too. I'm not a salesperson, so I'm not going to I don't like to, you know, make people feel obligated or, you know, like they feel like they have to do something. And so, you know, that's
it's
another
a lot like
reason.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah. I don't like it.
No. It's not what I'm good at. I'm not comfortable with it. So
well, and yes, we had talked about that on the phone, and it's because you are a giver more so than a taker, and same for myself. And like we like to help people, so we do that, you know, and so
doing the somewhat of an opposite thing is challenging.
Yes,
it's not what I'm good at.
No,
there are times when we need to know when to do it, but it's just infrequently, I think is probably the best way to put it. But we still need to learn to do it.
Yeah,
I know. So just real quick to recap, family photos are a huge thing. I mean, you really enjoy doing family photos, and it sounds like that's where one of your strengths are.
I do, but I also I've been kind of putting together. I've got some ideas going,
Yeah.
and so I've been trying to put together a couple different types of shoots.
Let's hear it. Come on, this is fun. Yeah.
So right now I am.
It's your creative brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone told me the other day,
Yeah.
like, photography doesn't just happen. You have to make photography happen. And so I was like, ding, that clicked in my head. Okay. So that's what I've been doing. And I'm trying to put together a pinup photo shoot. Like
is
pinup,
that?
like the 50s
Oh,
sort
yeah.
of, you know, with the old, you
Totally.
know, yeah. And, you know, well, you know, Thunder Valley Rally in, no, it's out in Cottonwood.
Okay.
It's a motorcycle rally that they
Yeah.
have every year. They didn't do it this year, but every year they always do a, like a pinup competition. And so
Totally.
everybody dresses up. And I was a contestant last year.
No
I just always thought it was
way.
so fun. I thought it would be fun. And that was another thing that I was trying to like get myself out of my comfort zone.
Yep.
And so I did that. I was terrified. And I know I look like a deer in headlights on the stage, but it was fun.
You did it.
Yeah. And so I met a lot of really amazing girls and through that pinup community. And there's just some people that are just, you know, really, really into it.
Yes.
They're just the whole, you know, the
I
dresses
worked with
and the
one.
yeah.
I didn't even
the
know
makeup,
it was a
everything.
thing, and
yeah.
I was like,
It's a big thing.
whoa.
So there's a place over in Cottonwood that's got like, looks like a 50s diner and stuff. So I'm trying to set up a
fit.
shoot over there.
Cool.
I'm only allowing just a handful of girls.
Yeah.
So I have a couple so far that are interested.
Nice.
And then I am putting together a fall mini shoot.
Okay.
Mini photo session. Don't have too many details on that just
Cool.
yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll be
Awesome.
probably doing that towards the end of the month or else the beginning of
Excellent.
September.
Okay. I'm going to put all your information
Yeah.
in. So if you guys have any questions about stuff and if you have some creative, fun ideas, let
Yes.
Sarah know.
I am definitely open to
Yeah.
feedback and any ideas and
Yes.
whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Cool.
Yeah.
I like those ideas. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. And then,
Totally.
yeah, I've been doing some just more like specialty shoots, and it's new and exciting. You know, like last night I had a Dirty 30,
Yes.
and there is someone that is interested in doing like a boudoir type shoot, and that is
What is that?
so it's just it's complete opposite of like the family portraits.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's
Enough
put it
said.
that way.
Okay. Yeah.
So, you know, it's just, and yeah, it's just it's different type of art.
Totally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what photography is just art, you know, I mean, it's capturing art, and
I could not agree more.
everybody's eye is different and everybody's style is different.
Yep.
And that is, once you come to that realization, it makes it a lot easier.
No, good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Well, cool. I'm so glad you're working on just
Yay.
lots of
Yeah.
different things while at the same time just continuing to do a lot of the photo family type stuff.
Yes.
'Cause that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously that's going to be somewhat of a staple, and then you can
Right.
start to
Exactly.
add in some little things like the pinup stuff. That's
I know.
so funny.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like in a 50s diner. I mean, perfect
With like a,
spot,
yeah,
right?
a cute car out front. Oh,
Yes.
love it.
Yeah, I was shocked. I worked with a nurse that was the model in those, and she showed
yeah.
me some photos, and I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah.
a thing.
Yes, it is definitely a
and
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's
It's a lot
cool.
of fun. And the pinup community is in the area is really tight knit, and everybody's
Yeah.
very super supportive. I was scared to do it because I felt people were going to be judging.
Of course.
You know, I mean, that's just
Of
how
course.
you go out in the world. That's what you think. The negative self-talk. People are going to be judging me. But everybody was super supportive and uplifting, and like
Yep.
just it was such an amazing experience. Yeah, it's
That's
fun.
how most communities are. Most are very welcoming, very encouraging. Yeah.
when they all have that same passion. too.
Exactly.
They share that. Yeah.
Totally.
That makes a
like
big
all the
difference.
small business owners in the greater Prescott area.
Yes.
Like they all just have a bond.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah. They're not trying to beat each other up, and you know, it's like everybody's supporting each other. And, yeah. It's great.
Cool. Let's segue. Talk about just your time in Greater Prescott, some of the things you enjoy doing. I always just like to get people's sense on what's kept you here? I mean, now you're married, so
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean it's keeping you here. But nonetheless,
No, it does.
Just talk about some of the things that you.
I actually, I originally, when I moved out to Arizona, I was in Camp Verde, and if you're not working at the casino, you're not working. So, I moved out here.
Okay.
And
where was your mother and father-in-law? Where did they move to from? When
Camp Verde.
They moved to Camp Verde, so that's why you originally went there.
Yeah, my
Gotcha.
mother, my mom and my stepdad.
Your mom and your stepdad. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I meant.
So I originally moved there. I worked at the casino for a short period of time. It's just something else I'm not good at because I don't,
Or maybe not something you're not good at, but it's just not the right fit.
That's
something I've been trying to say as well. Like it's just
that's
not,
a better way
not
of
the
putting
right
it.
fit.
Yes, that's a way better way of putting it. And then so I moved out here to, excuse me, Prescott, and I guess it was probably like 2011.
Okay.
And so I've just been out here in the Prescott Valley area.
Yep.
And I mean, for fun,
Yeah.
we do a lot of, my husband is like a huge hunter. So we do a lot of outdoor stuff.
Yep.
And, boating, we even go down, to Lake Pleasant, or we
Yes.
went to Powell, like Lake Powell. That was, I had never
So
been there
it's
before.
on my bucket list. I've never been
So
on the
beautiful.
lake. I've overlooked it. Oh, I want a houseboat on Lake Powell.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
bad.
I have not been able to stop thinking about that place since I got back.
Talk about photos. Holy cow.
Yes. I mean, it is kind of hard when you're on a speedboat and you're going like
Yeah,
this.
no,
over the
that
waves,
doesn't
it's kind of hard.
count.
But yes,
Yes.
it's, oh my gosh, I have so many pictures, and
Yep.
yeah, it's beautiful for
Beautiful.
sure.
Cool.
You definitely have to go.
Do you guys have a boat? Did you just rent?
We have a smaller fishing boat. We ended up going there with my brother, who has a little bit bigger boat, and so whenever we got back, we decided, no, this little tiny thing isn't going to get us across Lake Powell, so we need something bigger. So we got a little bit bigger boat.
Awesome.
Yeah, and
That's
so
awesome.
we can't wait to go back.
Cool. What's your husband like to hunt?
Anything.
Okay.
Anything at all.
I feel like that is
Yeah.
99% of the time the answer.
Yes,
just
and
get
hunting
me out.
season is getting
coming
ready to
up.
start. Yes, so he's got his blinders on now.
Yeah, right.
Like I came home the other night and he's like sitting at the table with his cell phone in one hand and this giant map in the other, and he's
gosh.
like, "I'm trying to find the water hole," and I'm like, "Okay, see you later. That's
Yeah.
boring."
Bye-bye.
So I go and do my own thing.
That's
I
so
mean,
funny.
so he.
I've never hunted. I grew up in a family that didn't hunt, but now I have a brother-in-law that would be best friends with your husband.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, what in the world are you doing?
That's
like,
funny.
Yeah.
I've gone with him on some of the hunts.
That's so
I was
fun.
actually anti-gun until
Okay.
I met him, and once I was educated more
Yes.
about them
Big part of
and how to use them and so on and so forth, then it's a lot better now.
Great.
So, and hunting, he never he eats whatever he kills.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
awesome.
not like but elk, we love elk.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
That's our favorite.
Maybe you can
Yeah.
let me try some. It's been
Yeah.
literally like 15 years since I've tried it one time.
Yes.
And
We
I always hear
process our
people
own.
of yeah.
We I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
I cook it. and
Let's
that's
be
it.
clear,
That's- yeah.
folks.
I do not process it. In fact, I try to be gone whenever they are doing that in
Yeah.
the kitchen. So
Yeah. That's so funny.
yeah. Oof.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't like the kill, but I do love, it's a lot better and healthier for you, for sure.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. Well,
Yes.
maybe you're gonna start hunting before.
No,
you
I'm
know
not
it.
hunting. No, I'm
Hey,
never
no,
hunting.
whoa! I'm
no.
saying, never say never.
No, I do know. I've gone with
That's
him on a
funny.
couple of hunts, and it's
Yeah.
exciting. Like we were hiding in the trees, and we saw him go around the mountain over there.
Yeah.
Let's go over there, and then so I had fun, and then all of a sudden, whenever he got that shot in, and the deer fell to the ground, I was like,
Yeah.
oh no,
I know.
it was sad. I can't witness that, but
Yeah.
it's population control. It's how that works.
I hear you. Well, I told you before we started the podcast that I killed a snake today
Yeah.
for the first time.
Ew.
What
What kind was it?
Well, that's the thing.
They're all poisonous, though.
Yeah,
to
right.
me.
Wink, wink. It could have been a rattlesnake. I was pretty sure it wasn't, but it's in my yard. I've got 4 young kids, and
Yeah.
it's like, all right, I kind of need to do this.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Dad.
Yeah, you have no other
But-
choice.
So I told my wife I was 1/3 scared or just like really nervous to do it, and then 2/3 I felt bad. Like I just was like, oh,
I'm so
I
sorry.
felt and I
Yeah.
still kind of feel that way. It was kind of funny. So I think I'm kind of like you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just not
I
a
have
thing.
no problem with it.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Oh, that
Yeah.
reminds me. I got a little snake in my kitchen one time, and it was only like that big,
That's-
but I tried to get my dogs to go after it, and they
Yeah.
just looked at it like, "What do you want me to do with that?" That's So I had to kill it because it was like had me cornered in the kitchen, and I was so scared, and then I felt so bad.
I know, right?
I was like, "Oh, please forgive me. I didn't mean to do that."
Yeah. I think it's funny that I felt far worse. Like I just felt
Yeah,
bad
afterwards.
for
I
killing
know.
it than actually being scared.
Yeah.
I definitely was a little scared though. Like,
Well,
oh,
it would
definitely.
be weird if you weren't scared.
It's not for me.
I don't like snakes.
Not for me.
Yeah. No way.
Oh, awesome. Thanks for sharing all this, Sarah.
Oh, no
You're
problem.
getting settled in a little bit. Just a
A
little.
little bit.
You got another hour in you?
What?
I'm just joking.
Oh.
Exactly. Just joking. Okay, we are going to do 2 more things to wrap up. I'm going to ask you 7 rapid fire questions. Just answer the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
And then I'll give you the opportunity to let people know how they can get in touch with you.
Okay.
And we'll close it out.
Okay.
Let's do it. What is your favorite thing about the greater Prescott area?
The beautiful scenery. Like it's wherever it doesn't matter where you go. I mean, you could be in the Dells or like out in the middle of nowhere. You just come upon them and you're like, whoa. And that's Arizona in general. But yeah, Prescott there's a lot of different
a lot of
pockets
diversity.
of yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yes, the beauty.
What's your favorite restaurant in the greater Prescott area?
Well, that depends. For what meal?
Just list them off.
I really like Nick's Feed Your Face.
Okay. Dude, Nick is awesome.
Yes. And well, I can't eat bread, but so I love the fact that they make it into a salad and
Oh,
then I
yeah.
get like extra pickles on it. And so I feel like, yes, I'm eating a sandwich. So
I love that it feels like you're back a couple decades ago when you walk into the
know.
shop. Like,
Yeah, it's
just
cute.
like- Nick's awesome too.
yeah.
What is your number one thing on your greater Prescott bucket list?
That, I hate to say it, I have not been up to Thumb Butte.
Okay.
So that's one thing that I do want to do. It's a gnat, sorry. Yeah, I think that's like one of the, because I feel like I've done a lot in
Good.
in the area.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that I have not.
All right.
Yeah.
What is your favorite, or sorry, what's your all-time favorite thing to photograph?
I guess I need a little bit more details than just Arizona.
No, anything.
The
No,
scenery,
it's
like-
anything.
I like to get more. I don't know. I do some posing, when
Yeah.
it comes to like the family photos, but I do like to get more of the candid shots or more of the,
Yeah.
natural
Yeah, totally.
photos.
Yep.
But, it's like when you have a camera out, everybody goes into kind of like
Yeah.
robot
Well,
mode
it's
and you're
natural.
like, yeah.
I
So
know.
it takes a while to get to the point where you can get those
Yes.
photos out of a person.
Good point. Okay. El natural.
What?
El nat. You like just natural.
Oh, yes,
and
la
just,
natural.
Yeah, kind of.
Yo tengo frijoles en mis pantalones. What?
What are 3 words that you use to describe living in Greater Prescott?
3 words to describe living in Greater Prescott. Community, I think, is just a big one. Community is a big one.
Yeah.
And yeah, community and food. There's a lot of good food
There
in
is.
Prescott. There's a lot. I don't know. I think there's a lot of history too.
Tons.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I just have been slowly kind of discovering also. So it's just really interesting to to think about. I mean, even seeing like just Whiskey Row, for example. The old photos, how many times it's been built up and stuff, and it's just it's just a cute area. I don't know. And everybody and their brother is moving here, so everybody the secret is out.
It's
Everybody loves
because it's
Prescott.
amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's understandable.
Right.
I get it. I get
know.
it.
People are mad.
Yeah. Some
But that's
are,
why
but
you moved here too.
I know.
No,
yeah. And that's what I tell people. It's like, don't be embarrassed to tell me that you're from California because it's gotten to be
I
like,
tell them the same
Yes,
thing.
like, I
you should
understand-
not feel bad.
yes. And
Oh,
I
my
understand, like,
goodness.
some people are political, and we won't go into that. But I mean, it is beautiful here. I don't blame anybody for
amazing
wanting to move
place
here.
to live.
Yes.
Well said.
Yes.
If you weren't a photographer, then what would you be doing?
As a job?
Sure.
I don't know.
As a career.
I've done a lot of things. Maybe I would work here at the flower shop with
Yeah,
Eileen.
there you go. That works. Last question. What is your favorite summer activity in Greater Prescott?
I actually, one of my favorite things, downtown Prescott has a lot of activities and events and things, but it gets a little crowded for me sometimes. So I have a tendency to avoid those big events.
Yep.
But I really, really enjoy the Bluegrass Festival. I like that because it's just laid back. You just take your lawn chairs and it's just music and you people watch and it's great.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things.
Awesome
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids can go dance. We can
Yes,
chill
exactly.
in the grass.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're still in the community. You're enjoying good music.
Yeah.
Everybody's, out.
And it's music I don't regularly listen to,
Right.
so I really like.
Yeah,
That's
something
a good
different.
one.
Same
That's
here.
a good one.
Yeah.
All right. To close out, please let people know how they can get in touch with you. And I'm also going to be putting up all this information as well. So tell the people.
The people. Hey, people. You can find me on Facebook, Sarah Seisinger Photography. And then my contact information is there.
Okay.
You can also email sarahseisinger@gmail.com.
Great.
And just...
Yeah.
Phone number, I guess,
go for it.
928-420-4255.
Perfect. I'll put it up too.
Okay.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Easy to get a hold.
Yeah.
It's generally easy to get a hold of people these days because there's just so many avenues. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Very much.
Sarah, you did great today.
Oh, thank you.
You did wonderful.
Thank you for inviting me.
I hope you settled in a little
I did. I feel better
bit.
about it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It takes maybe 5 or 10 minutes to kind of get
like 15,
into
20.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. You seriously, you should be proud of yourself for making the phone call. And then who knows, like, who would have ever thought it would have led to this, right?
Yeah, I definitely would.
Right? No, and I think that's just a really good takeaway is you never know what's going to happen when you do things that
I know, out of your comfort zone.
You're anxious about, out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we can all look back and go, oh my gosh, I did this 1 or 2 or 3 things and look what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a guarantee by any stretch.
Right.
But generally the easy path, not as often will it lead you to the good stuff.
Right. I know.
It's just kind of how it works. So, good job.
Thank you.
If you guys
Thank
need
you.
any photography help at all, please contact Sarah. She's a great resource. She's going to let you know if that's something she enjoys doing, something she's good at.
Yeah, and I like to communicate with the people and just, because some
Absolutely.
people just like to give me ideas and stuff. And so, it's I like to discuss it with them to see what it is that they're looking for. And
that's where I was going with that is like, a lot of people just have an idea that it's not your standard photo shoot. Well, great.
Yeah.
Call Sarah. Let her know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
And she'll at least give you
I'm definitely open to trying almost anything. So
that's so fun.
I know. I've been just in the last month. I have been because I just I've been wanting to try all sorts of stuff. I have just had so many opportunities as far as like unique style shoots. I mean, I can't go too far into detail at the moment, but I'll be able to post more about it in a couple weeks. But it's been a great opportunity.
That's what happens when you go outside your comfort zone.
It's so hard though. It's so hard.
It is.
But
here's the result.
that's how you
right
grow.
here.
That's how you grow.
That's how you grow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sarah, thank you for your time. You
Thank
were
you.
awesome.
Yeah, thank
you.
you.
were awesome.
It was fun chatting.
Good. Tell Kyle you actually had fun
I will.
at some
I
point,
will.
at least in the last
He's
30
out hunting
minutes.
right now.
Oh, seriously?
Well, he's scouting.
Yeah. Hey,
Which means,
that counts.
Yeah. It does.
That's
it really
so
does.
Funny. I can't believe people scout.
Yeah, I don't know. He
are you
asked me if I
serious?
want to go with him, and I was like, so we're just gonna run around climbing mountains looking for deer? No, I'm gonna stay home on the
that's so
couch.
funny.
I'm all right. No,
Yeah.
not the couch. I hardly ever sit there, but
Yeah, I know what you
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
yeah.
Well, thank you again for your time. Please contact Sarah if you guys have any questions and need anything. She's awesome. Sarah,
Oh,
thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
on the podcast today.
yes.
And
Thank
you
for
guys,
having
thank
me.
you very much for listening. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.
Bye.